Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Xiaomi Mi 11i. This is a new device that was released to the Mi 11 line of devices from Xiaomi. They've released a few devices. Obviously we have the Ultra, the Pro, the standard Mi 11, the Lite in both models, the 4G and the 5G. But then we realized that there was the only versions of these smartphones that had a flat display were the Lite models. What if you wanted a flagship experience but did not want a curved display but still wanted a high refresh rate? Well, enters the Mi 11i. It's definitely coming in right under the Mi 11, but providing us a very similar experience. This is TK, and this is my initial impressions of the brand new Xiaomi Mi 11i. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here we have it, the Mi 11i. The packaging is very similar to what we've seen before. The primary shooter is going to be a 108 megapixel sensor. That's going to be the primary guy sitting at the top. And of course, what we have here is the Mi 11i. So the i is intended to be a slight down, I would say a step down slightly from what the Mi 11 is offering us. And we'll talk about it, where does it actually fit in the span of Mi 11s that are available on the market. Now, this one does support 5G. It does have a dual SIM card supported inside. And of course, we have the 33-watt charger that we have in here to be able to charge up the battery that we have in here. We have a 4520 milliampere, and this is going to be charged in here with the 33 watt. That is included in the box, so it's really nice. Now, there's a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack adapter because we don't have a headphone jack here, but definitely nothing to worry about. We do have stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. And of course, a USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable to work with the charger to be able to provide us a quick charging for that large battery that we have here on the Mi 11i. Now, as I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the video, we have the Mi 11 Lite. This is the 4G model. The 5G model looks pretty much the same aesthetically, at least. It's a flat display. What you get here essentially is a very nice flat display. You'll notice first and foremost that the camera aesthetics looks very close to the standard Mi 11. So the Mi 11 and the Mi 11 Lite look very similar. They're almost like cousins. And again, there's the Mi 11 Pro that's, I think if I'm not mistaken, an India specific one, but I don't have access to that one and I couldn't share that with you guys. And then lastly, we have the Mi 11 Ultra. Now, this is the best of the best that Xiaomi has to offer with a massive camera bump at the back, and you can see it right there with the nice little display there. So definitely a very unique experience, or at least a gamut of devices. Budget, mid-range, or not mid-range, really flagship, and of course ultra flagship. And here comes in the Mi 11i. So by definition, this device is a slightly, I would say, a slightly tailored experience of what you get with the Mi 11, and I'll explain to you guys what I mean. So if I had to kind of space it in or put it into the actual family line, this is pretty much where it fits. It's above the Lite, it's slightly less than the 11, and it's not because of the processor, because we're running the Snapdragon 888 here with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of internal storage depending on the model, but both of them will have 8 gigs of RAM. Here we're obviously able to go all the way to QHD, and of course we also have the curved edges here on the display. That's something that's unique. It's a higher resolution display at 120 frames per second, where here we actually have a 1080p panel that runs at 120 frames per second with the brand new, obviously the OLED in here, but it is running the 888 with 8 gigs of RAM, which is definitely something to be appreciative of. We have MIUI 12 here running, of course, so we have video wallpapers here as usual. But again, if you're looking to actually kind of gauge the pricing, this is going to be definitely less expensive than the Mi 11, standard Mi 11. And again, because of the few tailored things that they decided to do, like we don't have wireless charging. So what we're getting here essentially is a tailored experience of the Mi 11, but definitely a very nice fit into the, basically think of it more of a mid-range pricing, but at flagship experience from Xiaomi. So that covers the aesthetics. Again, definitely a tailored experience from what we've seen with the Mi 11, but definitely at a much cheaper price. Now, there's going to be 3 different colors. There is the Celestial Silver, the Frosty White, and of course the Cosmic Black, which is the one that I have. Now, this one is a fingerprint magnet. As I mentioned to you guys, you definitely want to have a case for it. Now, I'm not sure if the case or the retail packaging will include a case. My unit did not have one in the package, so just be aware that you probably want to pick one up just to be on the safe side. The charger is in the box. As I mentioned, no wireless charging on this one. Snapdragon 888 with 8 gigs of RAM. We have a 6.67 AMOLED display here. It's an E4 material, so it's an E4 AMOLED display at a 1080p resolution, so essentially a full HD+. 120 Hz refresh rate here with up to 360 Hz touch response, so meaning the response on the actual display is going to be very fast. And I do have the 120 Hz turned on right now. One thing I will say, because we're running the Snapdragon 888, there's no question the processing power on this and just the overall UI elements just fly. There's no question. Everything works great. As I mentioned, 120 Hertz, you have the ability of turning on dark mode, of course. So we have here the refresh rate. By default, it comes off with 60 Hertz. You can turn on the 120. You also have some other optimization, AI image engines, color schemes, and of course reading mode that you can customize. The front facing, or at least the always on display, is customizable, and of course with OLED it works. One thing to mention as far as the actual design that I didn't get a chance to talk about is the fingerprint sensor is built into the power button, and that's present right here on the right side. Very nice, very responsive. And if you just push your finger on it, automatically unlocked. You don't even have to press it. You want to be able to turn on the lock screen, just do a half press on it. It doesn't read the fingerprint. And of course you do that, it works great. Of course, we have the top mounted earpiece, one of the other microphones, and the IR blaster that's just iconic to Xiaomi devices. On the bottom firing speaker married to the earpiece at the top, a dual SIM tray supporting 5G, one of the microphones, and USB-C for data, as well as audio with the included adapter in the box. And on the left, pretty much a clean slate. The overall specifications as far as the camera, we talked about the 108 megapixel sensor here. That's going to be the main sensor at f1.75. We have a secondary camera. It's an 8 megapixel ultra wide as opposed to the 13 on the Mi 11. So keep that in mind, slightly different experience. And of course, we have a telemacro lens here at a 5 megapixel lens here that gives us the ability of using a telephoto and a macro for those up-close images. The front-facing sensor is a 20 megapixel sensor, and surprisingly, it's actually the same sensor that we have on the Mi 11. So that's one of the other things. So first thing we'll talk about is it's a 1080p panel as opposed to WQHD+. Does run at 120 Hertz, so you're getting a little bit better battery performance just because you're able to stay at 1080p. We don't have wireless charging, but we do have 33 watt charging here for the 4500 milliampere battery. The speakers are tuned by Dolby Atmos and built in, so that's something to keep in mind. So you go under the sound and vibration, you can go all the way down to sound effects, and of course Dolby Atmos configuration, graphic EQ, all of the different options, and of course customizations for headphones are all under the sound setting, and you can customize them easily. Definitely improves the audio experience when watching movies on this device. Now, we are running MIUI 12, not 12.5 yet, although the Mi 11 Ultra is starting to receive 12.5 in China. I'm hoping that the global market will be able to start seeing them, especially on the latest Mi 11 line of devices. It is running over Android 11, of course, with the security patch update of April 1st, so definitely running the latest. 8 gigs of RAM with 256 is with the model that I have here. There's another one that's going to be running in at 8 gigs with 128. So those are going to be the two variants in the 3 different colors that we talked about. It's going to be LPDDR5 with UFS 3.1. So the storage is at UFS 3.1 and the RAM is at LPDDR5. So even though we're not running as much RAM as the 12 option on some of the other options that we have from Xiaomi, this is definitely not going to be a slouch. 8 gigs with MIUI 12 is absolutely great. And I have a few games that are installed here, but the gaming experience here is very, very similar to what we saw with the Mi 11. Let's go ahead and start talking about the cameras. So we'll start off by first and foremost mention we do have an ultra wide. So we have an ultra wide at 0.06. And of course, we have the ability of jumping all the way up to 10 times. So that's going to be the maximum digital zoom. Although 2 times is going to be the closest that you're going to be able to get. And even that is actually a digital zoom. So you're not really cropping in, but because this is a pixel binning type of a sensor, 108 megapixel sensor, you're able to actually do pretty well at 2x without necessarily losing a lot of detail. So you can actually see the fabric on the actual desk right there from the actual cover. This is not real, so definitely looks really nice. Video side, we have pretty much the same experience. You can use all 3 lenses, HDR. We have Pro mode, of course, to be able to customize the experience and go a little bit more granular. Even the ability of using 108 megapixel shots. Pro mode also works with video. You have to just switch over with some of those options that we talked about. Auto level here, the ability of jumping in, taking video. Now, this one will support video up to 4K and actually even up to 8K at 30 frames, where the Mi 11 only goes to 8K at 24 frames. So slightly better, but definitely go all the way on the main sensor in the back. In the front, that's going to be pretty much capped to 1080p. Sorry, let's go ahead and switch it over here. And in the front, we're pretty much capped to 1080p 60 frames per second. I would have wished that we would start at least jumping into 4K 30, especially since it's a 20 megapixel sensor. We have portrait and of course all the additional modes that we've seen from Xiaomi, movie effects, slow motion, clone mode, 108 megapixel to be able to take full shots. So as you guys would probably expect, let's go ahead and do a quick front-facing and back-facing video experience with the new audio tuning that they have with the video section. That's something I also wanted to mention to you guys. They actually have the new feature called Audio Zoom. So let's check it out. So we're going to start off with the front-facing camera on the brand new Mi 11i, and of course this is going to be giving us actually 1080p 60 frames per second. Very similar to some of the other Xiaomi devices, and of course very crispy, very clear. But again, the primary shooters are going to be in the back all the way up to 8K 30 frames per second. Let's go ahead and switch over to those. We also have a nice mode here for frontal audio that enables us to actually focus the audio on the person in front of the camera here, as opposed to focusing on some of the other microphones on the device. Now I'm shooting at 4K 60 frames per second. We are capable of actually shooting all the way up to 8K 30 frames per second, but I feel like for general social media and sharing, that's not going to be very functional. So for nature or any big scenes, you're able to use 8K, and of course, we also have that audio zoom. That's something they mentioned at the beginning or at the announcement of the device, enabling us to actually focus audio on the speaker. Now that we have that feature turned on, my hope is that the audio is actually a little bit better. I do apologize for the dog over there. And of course, you guys can let me know, what do you guys think of the 4K 60 frames per second? The camera that we have here, again, the primary shooter is going to be the star of the show at 108 megapixels, and of course capable of giving us all of the different modes and all of the tricks that they announced at the launch event. We talked about the fact that the audio tuning here is provided by Dolby Atmos, and there is again a setting directly within the sound section. The bottom firing speaker is facing away. The top mounted speaker is again doing the same. You'll notice there's a top earpiece married to the bottom one. So you're getting a symmetrical experience on both. So first we're going to do is jump to our favorite song's main drop, which is Alex Scrindo NCS release here, which is Jumbo. And of course, we're going to have the volume set to 100%. Let's check it out.
Jack it up.
Overall, the sound is actually pretty decent. It's not super heavy on bass, obviously, with the speakers, but it can definitely get pretty loud. And you can customize that directly within the Dolby Atmos configuration options. So in the notification panel, you'll notice we have a lot of options to be able to customize vibration, screen recorder, ultra battery saving mode here, reader mode, do not disturb, nearby sharing is built in. Of course, NFC, if you're wondering if it does support NFC. Yes, this one does. Now, when it comes down to gaming, I'm pretty sure you want to know, does this support the best resolution when it comes to PUBG as well as Call of Duty Mobile? For me, gaming-wise, I'll show you guys real quick some samples that I did on the Mi 11 standard model, because the experience is actually very much the same. The processor that we have here is the 888. It's running at 120 Hz at 1080p. So the only difference obviously is that we don't have WQHD+, but most of these games are going to be playing best at 1080p. So if we jump into PUBG Mobile under setting, the best resolution going to be here is Ultra HD with Ultra. So that's going to be the highest level that we want to be able to get. And again, so basically the best frame rate, the best quality. If we go to smooth, that takes us into extreme, and that will push it to the highest level when it comes down to frame rate. I know a lot of my followers, a lot of you guys actually, like to actually push the limit of the frame rate that you're able to get. So for that one, the best thing you're going to be able to do is under HD. If you jump into HDR, it stays there. Ultra does jump down to just basically Ultra. So HDR with extreme is going to be the best that we're able to get here, and I'll show you guys a little bit of a sample from my Mi 11 video that I did. The last thing I did want to show you guys real quick is with Call of Duty Mobile, and that's because there is also some settings here is to be able to play it at the 90 frames per second. That's always going to be appreciated, especially with the new season that just got dropped. So jumping into the settings tab real quick, and you can see here under audio and graphics, we're pretty much running it at the highest resolution, so very high and max. So 90 frames per second gameplay is going to be easily done here on the Mi 11i.
Is coming. Enemy contact. Target down. Be advised, hostile predator missile in. Contact with enemy. Tango down. We're failing this mission.
Enemy agents are contesting the point.
So when it comes down to it, the Mi 11i is actually very close in experience-wise what you get with the Mi 11. There's a few things that were tailored out, obviously to be able to bring down the price, and I feel like they did it in the right spots. Now, wireless charging would have been nice, but I feel like 33-watt wire charging with a large battery is definitely nice. A large display with the Snapdragon 888, 8 gigs of RAM. We have obviously a lot of the main flagship experiences here. The UI on this is absolutely crazy fast. So from a performance-wise and of course usability, the fingerprint sensor on the side is not really bothering me as much because I feel like it's actually in the right spot. It's fast, it's responsive, and it's hard to explain it, but literally you just put your finger and it unlocks the smartphone. It's going to be something that you need to kind of decide. Do you want to get the higher refresh rate? Do you want to be able to get the in-display fingerprint sensor, the wireless charging, and of course the higher charging power? Those are things obviously the Mi 11 is going to have, but the Mi 11 Lite gets so close that I feel like it's definitely the better bang for the buck when it comes down to getting the best features out of the Mi 11 at a slightly lower price. So definitely an extension or an expansion to the Mi 11 lineup from Xiaomi, and I cannot wait to see if they actually do have other things that can augment this experience. MIUI 12.5 should be coming out very soon to these devices. I know they're testing it out in China right now on the Chinese versions of these smartphones. At least the Mi 11 Ultra has seen the 12.5 update for MIUI. So at the end of the day, this is going to be pretty much down to what you prefer and what you're looking for. I think the flat display is something that a lot of people appreciate that we don't technically get with a lot of flagships in these days. They tend to go with more curved edges, and I think Xiaomi is answering that one in a very, very specific manner in the Mi 11i. Very, very nice. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.